parks all the way on the left side. I don't know if they've updated this. I know there's an update that's supposed to go on tonight, so to test it out. But I mean, this is kind of the route nonetheless coming into downtown. So just standard. So it could do its thing.
Scottish Symphony No. 3, conductor Laashani leaving the Rotterdam
Atrocious. There you go. It's good. So before, when motorcycles would split lanes like that, the car would like freak out and it would do all these sensors and it would like brake and turn like aggressively. So that actually did very good. I guess at least with that one, maybe he didn't get close enough. But yeah, sometimes when they would get close, it would like start beeping, warning, warning. You know, like watch out. And this right here is really even the regular cruise control does a really good job. It's just not as smooth. It'll be a lot more abrupt, kind of with the stop and go. Like you have to kind of play with the settings constantly to make sure that it's like smooth and stuff like that. But at least like on this, like when it's stop and go, like this is really the bread and butter for the most part when you're not like cruising at a steady rate of pace, where yeah, you just get to relax, do some other stuff, you know. Obviously, I don't do that, so. Comes another one. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Did a good job not freaking out. You also can give the autopilot suggestions, in case you're unaware of that. You're not just the passenger riding in here, right? If you turn the turn signals on, you can have it do the maneuver. So if you time it right, I haven't tried it like going from the highway onto the street out of the route to try and like do that, but I think if you don't have a navigation point, it will kind of be more willing to kind of go with the flow, and you can kind of point it in the direction that you want to go to. But this seems to be the best lane right now to stay into. Sometimes it's the far right, but it doesn't look like that one's good today. definitely does a lot better job with the coming to a stop. Sometimes cruise control can be a little bit more aggressive with the braking. It's still pretty good, but I've kind of got used to when it's gonna respond like that, and so typically I'll just cancel and I'll just allow the regen braking to do its thing. That'll be a smoother stop than letting it do its abrupt stopping, or slow down, I should say. Dear paper, I let you win. Rock. That's funny. Another thing that is nice with the FSD is that, and I'm sure with the cruise control too, you can kind of like, your eyes can wander like a little bit more, like in the forward direction, right? But like, even right now, I don't even know if the cameras are picking it up, but the mountains over here north of Duarte, they look like stunning. They're actually green for once, you know. It's not all dry and dirt. And I can see today's a good day because I could actually see all the Altadena fire mountains, the burn scars all on the mountain right there. Sometimes I can't really see it that good. There's another motorcycle right here. Nice, did a good job. Another one right here. Nice, that's good. I notice it tends to happen more in the carpool lane, if I'm in the carpool lane, and then going, they'll have kind of more of those issues, I guess, typically because when they're in the carpool lane, they'll ride inside, so it gets closer to the car. So we'll see right now once we get on the 10. We're on the 210 west, so we are making our way slowly but surely. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get on the carpool lane when I get a chance, because this is ridiculous. So I switched the profile. There's chill, standard, hurry. So hurry typically will just shove you all the way to the left side for the most part. Sometimes they'll get out. If it sees that this lane is like stuck, then it'll make the adjustment and get out. But I don't know, we'll see. And then I signaled for it to go into the carpool lane, so they hop on over. But we'll see what it does right now with the carpool exit. I think this might throw it off. I don't think it's gonna. I mean, you can force it to hop out, like you'll know that it's a solid line. Sometimes it'll go out. In the past, at least, had it a couple months back. So we'll see what it does right now, because I don't think there's an opening here per se. But we'll see right now. Is this thing capturing the? Oh yeah, get that FSD. Right. I'll get a better screen angle so you can see more of the screen, but you know it's activated right here, so we're good. Oh, there is an opening here. Okay, so let's see what it does. All right, cutting out. That would have been a ticket. Thanks, Tesla. Shout out. But it's all right. We're here. So it did cut the carpool sooner, and it crossed the double white line. Oh yeah, so the car was coming in. It saw it, came back. That was good. Right here. Slow down. Yes, good job. Little rough, but it's all right. So, what's the signal? know sometimes like when the map gets, I don't know if it's picking up on the camera, but like this is the intersection between the 210 and the 605. So we're getting on the 605 south now. And I know even with the standard cruise control, sometimes when it gets to junctions like this on the map, if the navigation is activated, or even sometimes when it isn't, if you just have it on, the cameras and sensors will pick up that there's like the curve for this other route. I know that on the 10 going east, typically the Del Mar exit that exits on the left side, if I'm on that left lane in the carpool lane, I'll do a recording of it later in the afternoon, or probably will do it, but it'll say curvature or curve assist, and it'll like brake a lot, even though that's not the route that we're going on. And so I know before, I mean, we'll see, I just reactivated it again because, you know, it's supposed to be better now, so I want to see how much better it did. I ended up actually having FSD back in October, and it was great. It did a pretty good job. Like 90% of the time it was bad. There's a couple things that I kind of figured out like would throw it off, but I ended up just canceling it, honestly, because I would get sleepy like heading back from work and stuff like that. So if you have no problem putting your life on the line with FSD, awesome, good for you. I'm good on that. I'd rather like stay awake and stuff like that, so I couldn't like be chilling like that much. But it's been pretty good so far. I mean, we've been doing it since San Dimas, so once we got on the freeway, I didn't do local driving. I got it up to the freeway first and then activated it and then started recording, so we are Gucci. 605 south, we're heading to downtown. So this is like, you know, I think a typical commute for a lot of people, at least that I know. You know, if you work in LA, coming from the east side. So, let's see. They recognize the braking, slowing down, nice. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, what I will say compared to so like what happened right there, like going like 70 miles an hour and then it begins to like slow down on the standard, I don't know if it's LiDAR or whatever it is, that it keeps the distance of the cars. Usually going at that speed when there's like junctions like this on the freeway that come pretty much down to zero like this, right? You're at speed and then it begins to slow down, not even abruptly. The standard cruise control it'll like really get in and then it ends up braking like super hard. So typically when I see traffic do that, I end up just canceling it and I just do the regen braking on my own manually because I know it's gonna be like a super abrupt stop. But that one was like that was pretty smooth actually. It like picked up that the brake lights were on, and then so it began to slow down and adjust before like it did a really good job actually. And this is LA County, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thursday morning. This is what we're doing. Let's check the weather. We'll give you the weather today. We got we're now in Irwindale, 54 degrees outside. It's gonna be 75 highs, 43 lows. Pay attention. I am. All right, thank you very much. Leave me alone. Because this camera up here can tell that my eyes are looking at the screen, so that's why it's saying that. Hater. We can give you the Doppler. I doubt there's gonna be anything, but we'll see right now. It looks like Seattle's getting hit with rain. Awesome. We are dry as ever, so that's great. Good for us. That's why we have beautiful weather the way we do. So there we go. So we'll see what it does right here. sunglasses. Tomorrow I'll do that. So I know if you have sunglasses and if your face is looking in this forward direction, your wandering eyes will not be observed, and so you're able to have a little bit less interference from the system, from this top camera that is looking at like where your eyes looking at type of thing. So, but if your head tilts and if it sees the lenses, you know, kind of go in that direction, it still will do the same thing. So it's kind of one of the things. Child abduction, black Kia Sorrento, California license plate L Long Ralph Frank 237. Keep a lookout, everybody. Kia Sorrento. What is that? An SUV, I think. Traffic gets pinched up right here and it tends to slow down a lot, or there's like abrupt stops because people will ride this left lane and then hop in at the last minute, and you know, then everybody starts braking like this. Oof. Alright, yeah, that was a little abrupt. As you hear all my packages in the back just sliding forward, slamming. So yeah, that like so that wasn't bad. I mean, it was still pretty like rough, you know. Obviously, I don't know, they didn't pay attention enough or something like that. I mean, but the standard traffic aware cruise control would, I mean, that thing would have like slammed on the brakes. It probably would have activated like emergency braking, like so normally I would just cancel it, let it roll, and like, all right, I already know I'm good on that. So I would say like the standard traffic aware cruise control, that's like the basic feature, right? When you go into the settings right there for autopilot, it would be this one right here, traffic aware cruise control. I know the auto still beta is going out. I actually didn't like this personally. I don't know, it didn't really, I mean, it keeps you in the lane, and like when it turns like this it'll do it, but that was cool. I just kept the traffic aware cruise control. So that one's good, like I would say 80% of the time. No, you know, I would say like 90% of the time. Like FSD definitely is like a bump up, like compared. The one thing that I know with the traffic aware one is, well, at least from what I saw, I mean, I drive a lot. So the last couple months, the last 4 months that I've had this car, have put like 13,000 miles easily. So done a lot of city driving, mostly highway driving. But with the traffic aware cruise control, the abruptness in traffic stop, don't trust it. I would just cancel it. If at least on that one, when I would be in the carpool lane, I'll show you right here on the 10, watch, there's like certain parts that I know that when Caltrans comes and they fix potholes, or if they fix lanes or like pieces of the freeway where they end up putting like the black tar, the camera system will pick up those deep lines and those dark lines as a lane, and so sometimes they'll like throw it off, like it'll be like, whoa, which way are you going? The other thing too is like, depending on how the freeway is designed, sure, right now on the 10, there's portions that people are merging into the carpool lane directly from the street level, and the lane kind of, it opens up, but the camera ends up picking it up like, wait, which lane are you in? And so it can kind of like wiggle and like freak out and stuff like that. So it's like, all right, thanks, guy. So we're gonna get in the carpool lane ourselves. So I'll signal left. Like, let's go. So get in there, bud. Of course, this car speeds up because we're going somewhere. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Thank you. Again, signal left. Now I do have the setting set for, I'll signal left right here so you can get in at some point. I do have the setting for it to go into HOV lanes, but I don't know. I don't know if it's aware like where the entrances are at or not, or like how the camera systems are like looking and stuff like that, but normally does not just move all the way across over here, even though I have it on the hurry setting to get over there. Probably would have stayed in like the second or the either this left lane that's outside of the carpool lane or the one before. So, all right, slow down. All right. But yeah. Anyways, going back. So yeah, the traffic aware cruise control, that's pretty good. I think it'll meet most standards. I did wish that there was actually a more bare bones cruise control where it would just be cruise control, like zero assistance, zero. I don't need that. I just need you to hold steady the speed that I told you to hold. That's like, I wish that setting is not here. At least I haven't found it. I might have to tweak the settings, but yeah, because sometimes even with the regular traffic awareness, it'll do like phantom braking, or it'll pick up stuff, or it'll be weird, and it's like, I'm steering, like I'm the one that's steering, the car's not steering, but the systems will still interfere. Like, oh, well, hold up. Like if, like I know on the 210 going out to the 57, or even if it was the 210 to the 605, like we just did. On that curve, if there was no traffic and like I'm going like 55 or 65 and I have it on cruise control, I had to cancel it because it would say, oh, curb assist. Like, bro, like we could take this curb at 60 miles an hour. It's not a big deal. Like I'm good. Like, hold the speed I'm telling you to hold it. So there's kind of like small stuff like that it gets thrown off, or like if the map overlaps with a freeway that ends up looping over or something like that. Coming back from downtown later, I know there's a portion in the carpool lane that it does that, like by Cal State LA, where there's an overpass that flows over it for the train. So it's not even like the highway or anything, but it'll pick it up and then it'll think like, oh, what up? Like, let me like slow down, because on the map it looks like, oh, there's this like route that's coming in. Like, nah, dude, like freaking hold the speed. That's what I need you to do. Hold the speed. So again, it's not perfect, but you know, for most people, I think you get aware of it. Now, I think like I haven't really seen any that often now, but I think people would get in trouble before, especially if it was like a year ago or 2 years ago with FSD or even the traffic aware cruise control, like having too much confidence in it, because it ain't that good. Like, so, but this more up to date one, yeah, it seems to be doing a lot better. Almost there. So we're going right here. So like, I like staying in this lane right here. I think you can pick it up on the camera. Oh, it switched lanes, okay. So there's a tar line right here that goes all down. You know, they're patching the freeway or whatever. On the backside where the bus enters in from the Omani bus station, the lane opens up because the bus is coming in right on this lane right here. so the bus is coming in this way, but because it expands so much and there's this thick tar line right there, it ends up thinking that it's 3 lanes, like 1, 2, like the dash lines, and then the black, and then 3 on the left side of the black line. And so being on that lane in that portion, I know it throws it off, or it did in the past before. I'll test it tomorrow coming in. But yeah, so that was like one where like it would happen, so then I would like have to hit the brake, just like tap it real fast to deactivate it, and then I would just take control. So normally I would just stay on that lane, so it's cool that I did that. I'm not sure if with my driving, because it did do what I was having to do, where it would stay in that lane and then switch over. So I don't know if that was something that it picked up or it just happened to do. But normally that's what I would do too for the system, so that it wouldn't get confused. But we're going 68. We'll give it a little bit more speed because it's kind of slow. For hurry mode, this shit's slow. So there we go. All right, yeah, whatever. 78, 75. So here on Delmore, I think this is. So same thing, it's merging in from the street level onto right here. I think this may throw it off right now. I don't remember if it ever did or not, but same thing. So there's a lane coming in to the freeway, entering in. So let's see what it does right here. I think it picks it. Yeah, it picked it up right. It's like, oh, it's a lane. It's merging. Okay, cool. Yeah. So it did a good job right there. Good job, FSD. Maybe because it knows it's being recorded, it wants to perform actually. So thanks. Like, just keep doing that. So yeah. So chilling. With FSD, I don't know if it's still a restriction. I'm sure it is. You cannot go faster than 85 miles an hour, or it's a no-no. Learned that the hard way. But yeah, we got a little eco boost or V6 Mustang. We'll see how it does right here. On this part right here, right before Fremont Avenue on the carpool, kind of a tight turn. It's going good. Usually traffic is horrible right here, like it's like really backed up. But that handled it nicely. Good job. Excellent. Cool if Tesla offered to retrofit their system, the cameras and autopilot and stuff like that, to like in the aftermarket thing. That'd be pretty cool. Because I would love to get this is a Crown Victoria in front of me, but if I could get like a Lincoln Town Car, but have the no, we're staying right here. No, what are you doing? So there we go. Disengage. What happened? We are staying in the carpool lane, left lane, where there's no need to exit. That's what happened. I don't know what Tesla does with that. You got 15 seconds. So in the past, I would just roast them. And right here too, I don't know if I'll do it. Let's see. Okay. Sometimes on this section before, I should have activated it before. because that lane's there, it'll ride that lane. That's a bus only lane, so I've had to cancel it, and I would, send the message to Tesla like, that's a bus lane, that's not a regular traffic lane. Like, don't send me over there, you give me a ticket, right? And Tesla ain't paying for it, so they gotta chill out. So here, I mean, it should be pretty easy. There's only one lane. I think I'll do it right now on the next one. So coming up right here at the General Hospital, the same thing happens. A bus lane pops up, but you're making a right, and so it's like a curve to the right, and I don't know if it's because the cameras end up staying on the lane, like, oh, let's like stick with the lane to make sure that we're in, but it ends up riding it into the bus lane. So we'll see what it does right now, to be able to cancel it or not. But these are things, at least on my route, that I already am aware of. So normally I would just like cancel it. Okay, cool. But for the rest of it, I mean, I could be relaxed, not be drained driving into the city. We have 50 minutes on this drive, so it's like, and obviously if you have your coffee, I mean, I don't have anything with me right now, coffee or water or whatever, enjoy it, eat your breakfast, I guess for the ladies, do your makeup. I mean, I see them doing it with or without FSD, so, obviously you can do your stuff. Just make sure that your eyes are in this forward direction so that the camera knows that you're paying attention. We just picked up this is a 2021 Model Y long range. We have 72,704 miles. Got it with just under 60. It was like 59 something back in September. Picked it up. Yeah, it's been a great car. No maintenance, very drama free, very minimal, as you would see. Ride's a little rough, but it's cool. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, no issues. Had to take it in. Drove it to Vegas a couple times. Do not like it. It makes that trip too long, unnecessarily. I'd rather still take a gas car, at least compared to this. So this is the bus lane right here. So we'll see what it does. So again, actual traffic, regular traffic's on the left side. Let's see what it's gonna do right here. Yeah, let's see. It ended up it was guiding that because I guess this gap is too big where it didn't pick up the sensor. So yeah, not perfect. Small thing. I would only get a whatever the ticket is. So, but for some reason it does know that, oh, I'm not gonna exit the freeway there, but I'm gonna keep on over here. Like, all right, thanks. Like, good job. So small tweaks, if they can update that in their map or their system and stuff like that for them to be aware, that would be fantastic. But yeah, Model Y, it's great. I think this is good. At least, obviously live in LA County, so within the county, driving around, I think it's the absolute best. Like, I do a lot of driving, and so it's recommended for daily driving 80%. That, I mean, honestly, that gives me like 100, I would say like a solid 150 to 180 miles. I don't know, I don't really like run it down like that. Somewhere in that amount with the 80%. With the 100% battery, driving at least to Vegas, which is not really the same because there's a lot of elevation change. You're kind of going up, especially leaving from LA, heading in that direction. It's kind of uphill for the most part in the beginning a lot. But I was able to make it from the San Dimas, Glendora, Laverne, like that area right there. So I'm already north of the 57. I mean, east of the 57. So I'm not as far to the 15, but at least from that area to I made it to Baker and I think I had probably like, I don't know, 15% left or something like that. Like, it surprisingly was good, but it was like enough for me. I was like, all right, well, what are you gonna do right here? Let's see. Okay, so good job. Just the lane, yeah. But again, that goes into regular traffic, which wouldn't have been bad. I wouldn't have really mind, but ideally I would want it to stay in here, so it stayed. I think it might be riding this right lane as it hooks right there, so I don't know. That's just my observation, but yeah, so from like the San Dimas area to Baker, which was about 100, I think it was 200 miles, maybe a little bit, yeah, I think it's about like 200, maybe a little bit less, I'm not sure. I gotta look up the map, but yeah, I think that's what I think it was about 200 when I had checked like the route, and that was on 100% charge, which, you know, as it'll pop up right here, like right now it shows 186 at 100%. My car will show like 270, 277, something like that. And that was hot. I had the AC running. I was using FSD. I don't know if that drains the battery or not. I'm sure it does. And yeah, made it over there, charged up for, I don't know, 30 minutes once we used the bathroom and stuff like that. And, you know, went on my way. But going to Vegas, at least in this car, I'm sure I could push it more. You know, maybe I'll try it again in the near future this year. But going and coming back for myself to not have like range anxiety and obviously like being stuck in the middle of the desert, I'd have to stop twice going and coming back. Like there was no way I was gonna, because the arrival like percentage will show like, oh, you're gonna arrive with, you know, 10%. Like, what am I gonna do with that? What the frick? That's like if you drove a gas car and you have like less than a quarter tank left. Like, I mean, what are we doing with that? I mean, what the frick? Like, you're gonna get to Vegas and then you're gonna have to obviously fill up, right? So normally I would like to like arrive to Vegas with like 30%, 40%. So I would stop at Baker, or I stopped at Baker going, and then I would stop at I guess it's Henderson. As soon as you enter in, like I forget the hotel, but it's like one of the first ones as soon as you start getting into Vegas. The Community, nice hotel. It looks like it's like brand new, but they have some superchargers right there. And yeah, and then from there, then just kind of go into the hotel lobby, and honestly, I would give it probably like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, like let it charge. I'll just stretch my legs and stuff like that. But yeah, that's at least been my experience. So we'll see. But yeah, so we have made it to downtown. Got 68% left. And then we did also pick up for my wonderful wife a 2021 Model X Long Range Plus. Just got it this week, so just getting some work done on it real quick. Just getting some stuff checked out. But that one, I used something I would always see a lot of people use, a better route planner. And so I put in the vehicle make and model, all that stuff like that, and I would do it to somewhere that I would always go to, Vegas, kind of like consistent, like on a monthly basis. And when I put in that address, it shows that technically from my house I would be able to make it in that car on one charge. Now I don't know what, I'm assuming the speed is going to be like at 75 or 70, which, who wants to go that speed through the desert? But it is what it is. But it supposedly says that I can make it over there on one charge, and I still will have like when I arrive, I think it showed like 10%. something like that. And typically, like when I go monthly, I'll go in the evening time, so I would leave my area like 4 p.m. ish, and I think it's like yeah, I think like 3:30, 4 p.m. I would leave the area, and I would get over there like 8:30 or so, something like that. But you know, compared to gas cars, I mean, I had a '08 Toyota Sequoia. I could at least make it on a full tank all the way over there in about like 3 hours. And right now, my wife's current car, we got her a 2016 BMW 750i that has the twin turbo V8. Beast of a car, atrocious on maintenance. I will not even go into that, but that thing is it is expensive. When it works fantastic, drives like a dream, super comfortable. Driving to Vegas, probably hands down best highway cruiser ever. The sound deadening's great, super quiet in there. I mean, we're boogieing. I came back at night. I did a turnaround trip to Vegas, and I will say I got back to my house in sub 3 hours. That's all I'll say right there. So do what you want with that information. But we were boogieing. So yeah. Now that we're in downtown, I'm gonna pull into work, the recording of that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and you guys kind of see the value in FSD. But hopefully it was helpful. Drop any questions you have and I will answer them in the comments. Thank you.